Well, hey guys. So, it's been a while since I've done like a sit down. I'm having trouble getting in the right spot. Let's try that again. I woke up at sunrise this morning, which is like 4:50 a.m. here. And the cloud layer was so thick that I didn't get to see the sunrise. But I have lots of energy now, and I've been up for 3 hours, so that's cool. It's officially like 10 days till I leave Taiwan, and to be quite honest, like I really don't want to leave, and it's kind of hard because I built so many relationships here, and God has been so good and so faithful in the season of my life. You know, give me what I need, and He's grown me so much and taught me so much during this time. I'm just ever so thankful for Him who gives us strength. I mean, like, who is like our God? I mean, really. But in reflection, I just kind of want to talk about, you know, what going home looks like for me. I'll be home for 9 months. I don't know if this is openly or well known yet or not, but I will be coming back to Taiwan for 5 months next spring. So spring 2017, I'll be coming back to Taiwan and working with Youth with a Mission. I'll insert their logo here. And I'm excited about what that chapter will look like. But I have this awkward 9 months that I'm going to be back in the States, and I'm kind of in limbo. But there's one thing I know that I definitely want to do. It's something that God started speaking to me about back in April when the teams came and visited, and while I was running Easter program, and I was actually talking to this teenage girl about her future and what that looks like. And as she was talking to me, she had so many ideas, and I was kind of feeling her out on those things, and just kept thinking in my mind, well, that's great and all, but you know, how are you gonna reach, you know, those things? Like, God has given you all these neat visions. How are you gonna take those steps? And I just kind of kept churning over, you know, these ideas, her ideas in my mind, and I was praying and seeking God, and I got this word, and it was, what are you gonna do about it? And I shared that with the team because I didn't know this word was for me at the time. I thought, oh, this maybe is, you know, for this young girl that I was talking to. But as I didn't know what it meant at the time. Like, what are you gonna do about it? That can mean a lot of things. So I just kept churning it over, and God began to speak to me, and He said, you know, this, what are you gonna do about it phrase is, what are you gonna do with the plans and the visions and the dreams that I have placed in your life? You know, He has been giving me so many things to think about, and so many things to turn over, and so many dreams, and so many things that I was afraid to do before. But now He's like, okay, look at these things in light of me and how awesome and wonderful and powerful I am. And in light of that, what are you going to do? What steps are you going to take to fulfilling those dreams and those promises that I have been whispering, that I have been speaking over your life? So I believe there is power in speaking out what God is speaking to you to others, and that holds us to a commitment. So I'm saying this, and I'm telling you, my church, my family, my friends, whoever is watching these vlogs online, about what God has been speaking to me. And the one thing that I have always wanted to do, that I've always had a heart for, is discipleship, and specifically discipling young girls. When I was younger, I had a man who was a teacher and my youth pastor. He started discipling myself and a bunch of young people at our church, and his whole thing was reading the Bible daily. And throughout that next year, God began to change my heart through His Word, through actually reading it, not just hearing the story, not just hearing these ideas that other people have, but really looking at the Word and chewing it over for myself, you know, receiving what Jesus was speaking to others, and then how that applied to me in my life. So in all this, like, I've always had this thing for discipleship, but I've always been so afraid. I've always felt so underqualified. But the thing I've realized in missions and in stepping out is, if you step out in faith, you know, whatever it is, God will meet you at that point. He'll meet you wherever you're at if you're seeking Him and doing something that's under His will. He provides feet and He provides wings to that. So in this, I am saying that I want to start discipling young girls when I get back. And this is kind of a commitment. Now you know what God has been speaking to me, and I've spoken out, and that holds me accountable. So when I get back, you know, young people, I'm coming after you, but not in a creepy way. God's after you. He's been pursuing you from day one. But I want to be there to pray for you and walk alongside you guys and help you find the visions and the plans and the dreams that God has for you, and help you to actively live that out. And I just finished Radical, a book by David Platt about a month ago, and he has this, like, I think it's 5 steps to a changed walk, and I kind of want to take that in conjunction to reading the Bible daily and reading the Bible in a year. And I'm only going to be home for 9 months, but I don't want to put a limit on what God can do in 9 months, because I look here, and I've been here in Taiwan for 9 months, and the amount of things that God has done in my heart, in my life, in the lives of those around me is truly astounding. So I don't want to put any box on God, because he doesn't belong in there. He is so much more infinite and vast than anything I can say, do, or imagine. So in doing this, I'm making a commitment, I'm stepping out, and I'm believing that God's going to meet me wherever I'm at and whatever I'm doing, as long as I seek him in his face. So in doing this, I just encourage you guys to do the same. If there's something that God is speaking over your life, a dream, a passion, a commitment, something that he's calling to you, just speak it out, share it with others, and as a community, let's just pray and, you know, vision for what God would have for us as a people. And then, what are you going to do about it? Alright. Bye, guys.